on cervical vertebrae. So cervical vertebrae is a very important topic from the point of view. This is the only bone which is other than the maxillofacial skeleton. This is the supporting vertebral bone, which are often left out during our initial UG days. And when it comes to the entrance exam, they do ask a few regular questions from this part. So firstly, I'll introduce you to the cervical vertebrae. So cervical vertebrae, you have a long vertebral column. There are so many vertebrae. There is a set of vertebrae known as cervical vertebrae. Then you have the thoracic set. Then you have the lumbar. You have the sacral set. So you have the tail vertebra. So it is divided into many parts, and of that, the only important one or only one which we should be knowing is the cervical vertebra. This is the cervical vertebra. And how many are there? They are only 7 in number. So this picture in the side shows that 7 cervical vertebrae. Okay. So what is great about this cervical vertebrae? It has certain unique features which is going to help us in identifying that this is cervical vertebrae, or which is going to carry out some certain function. So we will have a look into those things. So firstly, there are 3 main vertebrae which I want you to study. What are those 3 main vertebrae? The atlas, the axis, the vertebra prominence. So what is this atlas? What is this axis? What is this vertebra prominence? So this one is the atlas. Now, what is Atlas? Atlas is a mythological character. I think it's from the Greek mythology. This character is supposed to hold the globe in his hand, in his both hands. So he supports the globe. So from that name, they have taken the name for the first vertebrae. Why? Because the first vertebrae is going to support your head. It is going to hold your head as though it is like the Atlas holding the globe. So that's why the name comes. The first vertebra is known as atlas. So if you have a look at this atlas, there is a very peculiar thing which is going to, this is the thing which is going to hold the occipital bone. Actually, the occipital bone is going to articulate to this surface, and this is the structure of atlas. So that is the first vertebrae. Now coming to the second vertebrae. What is the name of second vertebrae? Second is known by the name axis. So what do you mean by axis? So axis allows the rotation. Axis vertebrae allows the rotation of atlas along with the globe over it. So this has something called as a dens. Dens is also known as odontoid process. So it is like a teeth-like projection which is going to help the atlas to rotate. Okay, so axis has a dens which is going to allow the first vertebrae to rotate so that you can turn your neck or turn your head freely. Okay, so that is atlas. And now coming to the third one. That is third one in the sense these 3 are slightly different kind of vertebrae. Okay, so the third one is vertebra prominence, the 7th cervical vertebrae. So we did say that there are 7 cervical vertebrae, and the 7th one is known as vertebra prominence. What do you mean by vertebra prominence? Have a look at this process. This particular process of C7 is very prominent. So the name comes as vertebra prominence. And if you want to feel the anatomy, just slide down your hand, through your neck, and when you reach the C7, you can suddenly feel a spine which is coming out, or which is slightly more larger than the other spines. So that is your cervical, that is your 7th cervical vertebrae, and it is also known as vertebra prominence. So we call these 1, 2, and 7th vertebrae as atypical vertebrae. Though that means that these vertebrae is not similar to the other ones, which are 3 to 6, and these have unique some features which is going to distinguish itself from the other vertebrae. So atypical vertebrae have certain unique features. So you can identify 1, 2, and 7 easily by the features. So 1, it will have that it will have the projections to hold the occipital condyles, we say it. And then you have the axis which has the odontoid process in which the atlas is going to rotate. Then you have the vertebra prominence, which has a very prominent vertebral spine. So those are 3 unique ones. And then there is something called as typical vertebrae. So what do you mean by typical vertebrae? Typical vertebrae means that it has all 3 has almost, I mean 3, 4, 5, 6, all 4 has almost similar structure, and you know, the common feature, it has all have the common features which is common to the rest, I mean common to the cervical vertebrae. And it cannot be, you cannot easily differentiate between 3rd or 4th because it is almost similar in structure. So you have 2 kinds of vertebrae. One is your typical one. One is a typical one, and second one is your atypical one. So what are the questions they ask? Which among the following is an atypical vertebrae? That is the simplest question they are going to ask you. Which among the following is a typical vertebrae? Okay. So remember, atypical means it has some unique features. Okay. So 1, 2, and 7 are the unique ones. So more clearer picture of the same. So C1, cervical vertebrae 1 is atlas, C2 is axis, and C7 is vertebra prominence. Now just have a look at the parts of your vertebrae. So you have a posterior spine, just marking it in red color. So you have a spinous process which is in the posterior part. This is the spinous process which runs in the posterior part. That is the part which you can actually palpate and feel. And towards the sides, you have something called as transverse process. I'm going to mark it with the green color. See, these are all transverse processes. Hope you can appreciate it. There are so many transverse processes, and it is there on the other side also. Okay, this side also. This runs towards the sides. Both sides there are transverse processes. Okay. So this is how a typical or a cervical vertebrae is going to